Let us look into some common communicable diseases and their causes and symptoms. So the first one is the common cold. So the cause is the virus, and the main symptoms are sore throat, cough, and headache. So sore throat, cough, and headache are the main symptoms, and the cause is virus, and the name of the disease is common cold. So the next one is the measles. So the cause is the virus, and what happens here is the main symptoms are red eyes, white spots inside the mouth, fever, muscle ache. So these are the symptoms. The next one is hepatitis. This is also caused by the virus, and weakness. What happens? The symptoms are weakness, loss of appetite, nausea, fever, stomach ache. The next one is chicken pox. So it is also caused by the virus, and the symptoms are rashes, fever, body ache, and uneasiness. The next one is the dengue. So this is also caused by the virus. So symptoms are high fever, severe joint and muscle pain, headache, and tiredness. The next one is malaria. So it is caused by the protozoa, and the symptoms are fever, chills, headache, sweat, fatigue, and nausea. The next one is amoebiasis. So this is caused by the protozoa, and the causes are diarrhea with blood and swelling in intestines. So the next disease is ringworm. So the cause is the fungus, and the symptoms are red, ring-like and scaly rash on the skin and itching. The next one is tetanus. So it is caused by the bacteria. So the symptoms are stiffness of jaw, neck and other muscles, severe and frequent muscle cramps, difficulty in swallowing. So the next one is dysentery. So the cause is the bacteria. So what happens? The symptoms are loose motions with blood, pus or mucus. And the next one is tuberculosis. That is caused by the bacteria, and the symptoms are coughing, fever, chills, night sweats, weight loss and fatigue. And then the next disease is typhoid, and it is caused by the bacteria, and the symptoms are fever, tiredness, headache, loss of appetite, and the stomach ache. So these are the some of the communicable diseases. That means it is spread by communication when we come in direct contact with the person. So these are the diseases which are spread, and the causes and the symptoms. Now let us see how can we prevent this communicable diseases. So the next topic is prevention of communicable diseases. So the first thing is by keeping ourselves clean. So we can avoid diseases by keeping ourselves clean. So how can we avoid these communicable diseases? By keeping ourselves clean. So the first thing is we must brush our teeth twice every day to keep our mouth clean. So to keep our mouth clean, we have to brush twice a day. The next point is we should have a daily bath to keep our body clean. So you should all of us should take a bath daily to keep our body clean. The next point is we must wear clean clothes every day. So you need to change your clothes every day. We should not shake hands or share handkerchiefs or towels with a sick person. So whenever you go to greet or meet a sick person, you should never ever shake hands with them, or never share your handkerchief or towel with a sick person. And the next thing is what we need to do is we should wash our hands frequently with soap and water, especially before meals. So before eating your food, you have to wash your hands frequently with the soap and water. So the next thing what we can do is by keeping our homes and surroundings clean. So this was the which we can do self cleaning, and now this is the home and surrounding cleaning. So we stay healthy when there are no germs around us. So when we find no germs around us, then that means we are staying in a healthy place. So a clean home and a clean surrounding keeps germs away. So wherever there is a clean home and the surroundings are clean, then there are no germs at that place. So that means you're keeping the germs away from your house. The first thing is what is that is mosquitoes breed in stagnated water. So wherever the stagnated water, wherever the water will be there, like not a good water but stagnated water, where it will be there the mosquitoes will breed. So we should not allow water to collect in coolers, buckets or other containers for a long time. So wherever the water will stay for a longer time, such as a bucket or coolers or any other containers, what happens, the mosquitoes will breed in it, and because it will become a stagnated water. If it is staying for a longer time, the water will become stagnated. So that is why we should not collect water in such things for a longer time. So next one is flies breed in garbage. We should not allow garbage to collect in our homes or in our neighborhood. So what happens, wherever you find garbage, for sure you will find flies over there. So we should not allow the garbage to be collected at our home or in our neighborhood for a longer time, because these flies will surely come over that place. So the next one is, to prevent the growth of germs, we must clean and disinfect our bathrooms, toilets, kitchen, drain regularly. So what happens here, if you want not the germs not to grow in your house, you must always keep and disinfectant. You have to use a disinfectant for your bathrooms, toilets, and you should kitchen drain regularly. So sunlight is a natural disinfectant. So what is a natural disinfectant? It is the sunlight. So sunlight is the natural disinfectant. So as I told you, sun is a natural disinfectant. So therefore we should expose our mattresses, linen and clothes to the sunlight regularly. So what we have to do is, our mattresses and linen and clothes, we should expose them to the sunlight every day, because it is a natural disinfectant. So to keep our homes free of dampness and bad smell, we should allow fresh air and sunlight into our houses. So a kind of dampness or a bad smell should not come from in our house. So what we need to do is, we should allow the fresh air from the surroundings to let into our house, and even the sunlight should fall into our house. Then only these kind of things will not arise in our home. So the next thing what we can do is, by using clean water and food. So dirty water contains germs. These germs can be killed by boiling water for about 10 to 15 minutes. So dirty water, what it contains? It contains germs. So these germs can be killed. How can it be killed? By boiling the water for 10 to 15 minutes. So the next one is, we should wash fruits and vegetables thoroughly before eating or cooking them. So before eating or cooking the fruits or vegetables, we need to wash them thoroughly or properly before consuming it. The next one is, fresh milk may contain germs. So the fresh milk also contains the germs. So these germs are killed by a method called pasteurization. So how are these germs killed in the milk? They are done by the method called the pasteurization. So that is the method through which the germs are getting killed. In this method, milk is heated to a high temperature for a few minutes and then cool down quickly. So what happens, how is this pasteurization takes place? In this method, what happens is, the milk is heated on a high temperature. So what happens at a high temperature? All the germs will be getting killed, and as soon as it will be get killed or the temperature is rose, then very quickly then it will be cooled down, so that it will come to a normal temperature. The next one is by getting vaccinated. So a vaccine is usually prepared by killing the germs that cause the disease. So what is happening, a vaccine, what it does, it is usually prepared in such a way that it can kill the germs that are causing the diseases. So vaccine will kill the germs which are causing the diseases. A vaccine is either injected or given orally. So the vaccine is either injected or it is given orally to the person or the animal to protect against a particular disease. So the person or animal, whoever is suffering from any kind of disease, they are given a vaccination through orally. That means orally is this, through the mouth. This is known as oral one, or through a vaccination, that is injection. In these two forms only the vaccinations are given. So vaccines are available to fight a number of diseases such as diphtheria, influenza, typhoid, tetanus, polio, hepatitis, mumps and measles. So these are the diseases which are vaccines are available to fight these kind of diseases. So getting vaccinated in childhood can protect us from these diseases. So we usually see children below as soon as they are born, and when till they are adolescent, so till then they are given vaccinations so that they could be protected from these kind of diseases. Let us see what are the other diseases. So diseases present at the time of birth. Sometimes a child could be born with a disease. So what happens when a child is born? He could be born along with the disease. So such disease is called a birth defect or a congenital disease. So when a person is born with some defect, or when he or she is born along with their birth, they will have a disease. So that particular disease is known as birth defect or a congenital disease. So it may be caused to a baby in its mother's womb. So when a baby is in its mother's womb, at that time this defect has been affected, and this has been caused to a baby in the mother's womb. So in the mother, if the mother takes water or food contaminated with harmful chemicals, it may cause different diseases to the baby. So at the before the birth, what happens if the mother will take water or food which is contaminated with harmful chemicals? It may cause different diseases to the baby. So the mother, not only the mother will have few food poisoning, but the baby who is there in the womb will be affected very dangerously. It will be very harmful, because and what happens, this baby will cause the baby many different diseases to the newborn one, or the unborn baby in the womb. So congenital diseases may also be caused due to the unhealthy lifestyle of parent. So that is, what is the unhealthy lifestyle? That is improper diet, or if that mother is having the habit of smoking, drinking alcohol, that all these also comes under unhealthy lifestyle. So congenital diseases are caused even due to the unhealthy practice of the mother. So that also comes under the this is also one of the cause why the baby is having the congenital disease or the birth defect. So the next one is the allergy. So an allergy is a condition that makes some people sick because they have eaten, touched or inhaled something. So what happens? What is an allergy? An allergy is a condition that makes some people sick. How? Because they have eaten or they have touched or inhaled something. Like if some people, if they go in dusty places, what happens? The allergy start sneezing, isn't it? So that is also because of that is one of the dust allergy, you can say. Let us see more. So if some people also have the eating, if they eat something wrong, and in that case what happens, some kind of allergy, some kind of rashes comes into their body. If they touch something which they don't like, the body does not have that much protection with that, so in that case also what happens, these allergies takes place. So what happens next? Let us see. Sometimes cleaning an old cupboard of books or clothes may result in allergic conditions such as heavy sneezing, watering of eyes, itching or rashes with irritation. So as I told you earlier, sometimes what happens when you clean your old cupboards or books, or your old books or your old clothes, what happens? Usually we feel like something like allergic. What are those allergic conditions? What will happen is, we will have heavy sneezing, we'll sneeze a lot, and there will be even watery eyes, and you will be itching, and the rashes will be all over your body, and you will feel irritation will be felt in all around your body. So things such as dust, pollen grains, smoke from the firecrackers or certain perfumes may cause allergies in different people. So even some people have allergies with the firecracker smoke, and even the perfume smell also some people have the allergy if it is very strong, so they cannot take it up, and even the dust. So these are the things which cause the allergies to the people. So let us look into some of the common diseases caused by the microbes. So the first one is the dengue. So what is dengue? Dengue is a viral disease. It is spread by the female Aedes aegypti mosquito. So what is the name of the mosquito which spreads this dengue viral infection or viral disease? Is the Aedes aegypti. So Aedes aegypti is the mosquito which is the one who causes or who spreads the dengue viral disease. So what are the symptoms of dengue? Is sudden fever, headache, chills, that is shivering, and rashes, muscle and joint pains, nosebleeds, and bleeding of gums. So these are the symptoms which are seen in the person who is suffering from the dengue. And the mosquito who is responsible for spreading this dengue virus is the Aedes aegypti mosquito. So let us see how can we prevent. So the same prevention is there for the malaria and dengue. So let us look into the before discussing about the prevention of dengue. Let us see how the malaria is caused. So malaria is caused by a parasite. Now dengue is caused by a viral disease, and whereas the malaria is caused by a parasite. So it is spread by the bite of the female Anopheles mosquito. Here the mosquito name for the malaria is the female Anopheles mosquito. So the symptoms are high fever, returns after every 4 to 8 hours. So the high fever will increase and then it will again come down. Then again it will increase and come down. So it will be returning every 4 to 8 hours. And then the headache, vomiting, tiredness, fits, loss of consciousness. They will even fall faint. So the loss of consciousness is nothing but fainting. So the prevention for these both are the same. So what we need to do is fill and cover all breeding places of mosquitoes. As I already discussed, what are the breeding places of mosquitoes are stagnated water. So wherever you are filling the water and keeping for long hours, that should be discarded, and or else it should be covered. So use insect repellents and mosquito nets inside the home. So using insect repellents or mosquito nets inside the house also prevents them to entering our house. So what we need to do is wear long sleeved clothes and trousers. So these long sleeved clothes also protect us from these mosquito to bite us, isn't it? The next one is do not let water collect in coolers, tires, tanks, and unused pots. So here usually you can see people, they have the habit of filling the buckets and containers and keeping with water. So what happens if they don't use it for longer time? Then in these places, in these buckets, what happens? These mosquito will start breeding. So let us look into the next virus or flu, that is the swine flu. So swine flu is caused by a virus. It spread through contact with infected person. So how is the swine flu is spreading? It is spreading through a contact. That means it is a communicable disease, and it is caused by a virus. So what are the symptoms for this is fever, headache, loss of appetite. Loss of appetite means they won't feel hungry, and vomiting, running nose, sore throat, and cough. So let us look into the preventions. How can we prevent this swine flu from coming to us? So what we have to do is we have to wash your hands frequently with the soap, cover your mouth and nose while coughing and sneezing, and avoid touching your nose, eyes and mouth. And you should drink lots and lots of warm water. The same thing we are doing for the COVID-19 also. These are the things, or these are the preventions we are taking so that the COVID-19 does not enter our body, isn't it? So the next one is the typhoid. So typhoid is caused by a type of bacteria. It spreads through contaminated food and water. So how is typhoid spread? It is spread through a contaminated food and water. So what are the symptoms for this typhoid is fever, vomiting, swollen abdomen, dry cough, skin rash and fatigue. So let us see how can we prevent it. What are the prevention for this is protect yourself by getting vaccinated. How we can protect ourselves is we can get vaccinated for this typhoid, and drink boiled or filtered water, eat clean food, and keep your surroundings clean. So keeping our surroundings clean, eating healthy food, and drinking boiled water or filtered water, and even getting ourselves protected from this from this disease by getting vaccinated also prevents us from this disease. So let us look into the last one, that is some other common illness. So diarrhea. So what is diarrhea? This is usually caused as a result of stomach or intestinal infection. They can be caused by a variety of microbes. So diarrhea, what happens usually, it is it occurs in a and is a result of the stomach ache or a intestinal infection. So these are caused by a variety of microbes. So what are the symptoms? Symptoms are, you will have watery stools, that is loose motions, dehydration, you know what is dehydration, and cramps in the stomach. So these are the symptoms for it. And what of more is fever, weight loss, and nausea and vomitings. So these 6 are the symptoms for the diarrhea. And how can we prevent? We have to wash your hands thoroughly before eating food and after going to the toilet. The next one is keep the toilets in your home clean. Avoid using public toilets. So you should never go to the public toilets. If you should avoid as much as possible. If until and unless it is an emergency, you shouldn't use the public toilet. And you should keep those toilets very clean even at homes. And you have to wash your hands thoroughly before and after eating your food and even after going to the toilets. So let us look into the last one, that is the jaundice. So what is jaundice? Jaundice is often caused due to the infections in the liver. So what is jaundice? Jaundice is caused due to the infections in the liver. So what are the symptoms? Symptoms are changing of the skin color and the white part of the eyes to yellow. So the white part which will be in our eyes, that will slowly change into yellow. By seeing that symptoms, we can say this particular person is suffering from jaundice. And they even have dark colored urine. So the urine also will be very dark yellowish color, and that is also one of the symptom for jaundice. And pale colored stool, even the stool will be very much pale in color. So let us see how can we prevent jaundice from entering our body. We need to avoid contaminated food and water. We should take care of personal hygiene. So personal hygiene is very, very important, and we should avoid contaminated food and water. And avoid taking harmful substances and chemicals that may damage the liver. So we should always avoid using the harmful chemicals that may damage the liver. So you should not take such substances. And the last point is, you should get vaccinated against this disease that causes the jaundice. So here, this was the last topic which we have discussed in this lesson. So I hope you all have understood each and every topic, each and every part of it. If at all you have doubts, you can comment below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe this channel. Thank you children. Bye.